Okay. I don't know, like, cause I'm just so self-conscious, and I had to make sure I had like everything, video, set up in the right way, so you guys see me without a glare, all that good stuff, and I can, talk to you guys about, what I wanted to, talk about. So, this video is going to be about your spiritual path that's unique to you and yourself only. I've been wanting to do something like this for quite some time now. And get me when I say like spiritual path, like, it's there's 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 so much of this misconception. Like, these spiritual people on YouTube are like just so perfect. They don't have any imperfections. They're holier than thou. And like, I'm here to like paint that picture that, we're all just the same. We all eat, shit, sleep, and cry. We're all humans. So I really should have wrote down my notes for this one. But I'm gonna rant. So, you can click off now, or you can listen to the rant on, your spiritual path and what you should do and what you should not do. Especially, if you're on YouTube and you're looking in the deep, webs of YouTube, and you're looking for answers. You you want answers. You have questions and you want answers and stuff like that. So I know I'm so very unorthodox, and that's the thing. I'm not going to. I am not here for like a social media platform. Everybody on Facebook, they only post the nice pictures, the beautiful pictures. Like, I'm doing this, and my life is so together, and all that good jazz. So like, I'm here to show you that like I'm just a regular person, just like you. But at the same time, I do know, I don't want to think that I'm better than anybody, but I know that I'm on a different level. And if you're listening to me right now, chances are, you're on a different level too. If not, click off the video. So, and this is just no editing. Eventually, guys, I'll get into the editing and all that good stuff. But this is just live, raw, uncut. So what you should and should not do when you're on your spiritual path. Keep in mind, and this is not how I was raised. This is just kind of like an intuitive thing with me. If you're looking, you're probably looking at multiple people, multiple spiritual advisors. They have their beliefs. You know, you have your beliefs or somewhat of your beliefs, and you just kind of like trying to figure things out. Take what resonates with you and take what doesn't. You can take certain messages out of the video and take them, put them in your brain and your mind, and be like, you can debate them inside your mind. Like, hey, does this resonate with me? Does this sound right? Hey, that was actually a good message, but I don't agree with else that person said. But that point I did agree with. That's what I'm saying with this whole video. It's like, you should really be careful, because I don't know what's the quote Martin Luther King said. If you don't stand for something, you're fall for anything. So you have your inner core beliefs on like what you believe and what you don't believe. You have that. You know that. And you're just kind of looking on YouTube. You're browsing. You're looking for different things. You're looking at different people's perspectives, and that's kind of what I do. I look at different people's perspective. That's not saying that I'm gonna follow that spiritual belief or that religion or that doctrine. I'm taking bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I resonate with that. I like what that person said. So first and foremost, before you go, before you start on this quote unquote spiritual path, you need to know what you believe in and your core values. So be very careful about that, because there's a lot of con artists. There's a lot of con artists with anything that you do, and YouTube is no exception. There's people looking to monetize off of people's fear and anxiety over their spiritual path. There's people looking to monetize with, that type of stuff. But that's not to say that you can't take a bit and piece of their message and turn it into something good for your, well-being, your sake, So that's kind of what this video is about. And another thing too, because I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you're probably into astrology, and why it took so long for me to make a video. I'm going to talk about more of the Mars energy in Cancer. I think I did some other videos too, with other planets, other aspects. So like Mars in Cancer, and I'm speaking from my personal belief, because like, hey, I have Mars in Cancer, and it's one of those things. It's like, yo, I'm so motivated to do something and to get out there, but like my Mars energy is just so drowned, in the Cancer watery motherly energy. So it takes me a while to do stuff, and I hate to admit it. I'm just always been like that, and even before I knew that, like, my Mars was in Cancer. It takes me a minute, because I have to be because when you think Mars, you think warrior, action, authoritative, masculine type energy, and then you put it into Cancer, which is basically the opposite, motherly, intuitive, water, cycles with the moon type energy, and you're mixing those energies. It can drown, your it can drown your actions, your motivations sometimes, and you wonder, like, yes, I want to do this, I want to do that, but you just can't do it. And I'm not making excuses for myself, because believe it or not, I actually am a go-getter type person, but with some things in my life, it just takes me a while to get around to it. And that kind of brings me to the next thing. I'm pretty sure, you have a lot of people think, astrology, and you're basing all your personalities off of this and that and that and that. But astrology is once you take a deeper look into it, it's a little bit deeper than just, hey, my sun sign is in Sagittarius. If you actually look into it, you can see, hey, my sun sign is in this, but my Mercury sign is in that, my Mars sign is in that, my Uranus sign is in that, and that's in the first house. And guess what? My Uranus intercepts Neptune or something like that. So, if you actually take a deeper look into it, you can find out the specifics of, your personality and it's like that. But back to why I initially made this video is, hey, you're on a spiritual path. You're embarking on this adventure. You have your beliefs. Well, as wish I would hope you do. Because, if I don't have a core belief, I wouldn't be on here, on YouTube. Because, people are convincing. They can convince you into their own type of doctrine. All right? And you can be following something that you're really not vibrating with. So that's why I just want to, like, a public service announcement. Just like, be careful when you're searching on YouTube. Because remember, there's con artists. And YouTube is no exception. There's spiritual con artists. There's astrology con artists that's looking to, take advantage of you and what you're missing on the inside, and take advantage of your emotions. And hey, I'm gonna need this person to follow this and this and that and this and this. And when I say, but at the same time, you have to be solid within your core foundation and what you believe in. So how can I put it? When you're watching people, at least what I do is, I'm naturally like a pessimistic type of person. So I'm watching the video, and if some things I don't agree with, cool, but there's still messages to be learned in the video. Take what resonates with you and take what doesn't resonate with you, and you can move on from there and develop your own type of belief on what you believe in and how you want to go about your life. And this is something that I had to learn too. Like, I'm speaking about myself too. And it's just kind of crazy because what I personally believe in, there's no one way. And I intuitively know, if there's no one way to your quote unquote higher self, or the heavens, or nirvana, or whatever you want to call it, who's to say that my way is right and your way is wrong? You can develop your own spiritual belief as long as it's solid within yourself and you're not easily persuaded on what you want to believe in. There's no one way to, I don't know, I guess we can say enlightenment, and these are really good topics to talk about because, a lot of people, I just sense it, a lot of people are confused. A lot of people don't know which way to go. A lot of people go on YouTube looking for answers. I was that person at one point in time, going on YouTube looking for answers. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I know that, I think it resonates with me and I don't. And I just know, there are people out there trying to get you. These are how cults are started. And I'm not even saying cult in a bad sense, but, people get this following because they're charismatic, they're a smooth talker, and they appeal to your emotional needs and what you're lacking. So if you somehow make it to this video, I just want to, just kind of put it out there, know what you believe in and know what doesn't resonate with you and what does resonate with you. Then you can take the information from anybody. It's kind of like the Fool card in tarot. He's just ready for adventure. He's ready for spiritual enlightenment, and he's just ready to embark. But there's that dog saying, "Hey, you're at the edge of the cliff," but he doesn't see that. He's just being hypnotized by a smooth talker or a person with charisma, and everything sounds good. Everything that's gold isn't glitter. I don't know. I totally butchered that quote, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm here kind of speaking on that stance of it. And I just want everybody to be, careful if you're embarking on this journey. Know what you believe in and what you're about. And then that way you can take a message from a fool and still get a little nugget of wisdom from that fool. A wise person knows you can learn from a homeless person. You can learn from a person on the streets. There's always a lesson to be learned. So that kind of gets off my first rant. So, if you believe in paganism, make sure you believe in it and don't let anybody coerce you or dictate what you believe in. Believe in it. If you believe in Egyptian deities and you feel in your heart that, hey, I have a connection with Ma'at or Set or whatever Egyptian deity, roll with it. That's what you believe in. If you believe in Wicca and that's something that suits your spiritual needs, okay, I believe in it. But what I say is, whatever you do believe in, you believe in it wholeheartedly, and you know inside of your heart that it's the right way for you. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get confused because they're looking for answers. Everybody's looking for answers, especially if you're a truth seeker like me. I always want to know what's on the horizon, beyond. And sometimes people can take advantage of that. So that's why I have a pessimistic wall up. And, I take what resonates with me and I don't. Hey, if I want to watch another video from that person, cool. To kind of feel where that person's coming from. There's nothing wrong with that. Before you just jump half-head in, hey, this person sounds good. Everything this person says is resonating with me. I'm going to jump into that. Because believe it or not, you got a lot of that in the quote-unquote, spiritual community. So I'm just saying, be careful and walk your path, and what's right to you. and what's wrong to you. That's on, you know, your path. But getting back to astrology, because that's what this is, an astrology-based channel, you know, talking back with the Cancer and Mars type energy. And I don't know if you know somebody with Cancer and Mars, you know, but it's a, so astrologers say it's debilitated. I'm sorry, it's debilitated in Cancer, Mars, and it's exalted in Capricorn because it's on the opposite spectrum: Cancer, Capricorn, Gemini, Sagittarius. So, you know, it's kind of a drowning energy, but at the same time, when I do jump into whatever it is that I want to jump into, I jump into it with a lot of passion. You know, a lot of quote unquote feminine energy mixed with the masculine energy of Mars, and it's just boom, you know, I do it, and it's like nothing for me, but it takes me a while to get out of those watery depths of Cancer. As you know, Cancer is a water sign, and it's a cardinal sign, and it likes to start stuff, but you know, Mars is very fiery, Aries in nature. So you gotta kind of learn how to balance the energies, and this is just how I've been before I even took a deep dive into astrology, which I would say, you know, probably about 7 years ago, maybe 8, on, you know, how, you know, I am, and learning about yourself. It's like, that's step number 1, you know, on your own path. And it's just not about your sun sign. It's not just about your moon sign. It's not just about your rising sign. You have other planets too that influence it, and it depends on, you know, what houses those planets in that influence it even more. And then if you want to go another layer, hey, what aspects you have towards these planets? So it gets really deep. You know, take it from me, like I've been wanting to do this video for maybe about 2 weeks now. But, you know, it took me a while to just sit down and like, hey, you know, this is my path. I'm supposed to be putting out my knowledge and what I know so I can help out other people. So, you know, when you're on your spiritual path and you're trying to, you know, regain knowledge of, you know, who you are, just be careful, because there are con people out here. You know, that's why, you know, and it even falls down to, you know, religious aspects too. You know, you have preachers who can essentially hypnotize a whole congregation into, hey, I'm this person, and if you don't give 10% or so and so to the church or to God, you know, you're not worthy. And that's no shot at the Christian community or nothing like that, but I'm just giving examples. And it's another thing that I want to talk about too, and just my personal belief. You know, if you gotta go outside yourself to find spiritual enlightenment, that's a huge red flag for me, because we were sent here with everything that we needed, and I believe that. Obviously, you have to learn, grow, experience, and adapt. But, you know, everything that we need is already inside of us. So why go through another person to reach that quote-unquote nirvana? You know, that's my main thing with just about every other, you know, religion. You know, it's always a middleman. You know, for once, let's cut out the middleman. Listen to what's inside your heart or your gut or your mind, or, you know, however you want to think about it. And you can decide from there on what's right for you. Because I truly believe you know what's right for you at that particular time. You don't have to go through anybody, whether that's a YouTube spiritual guru, whether that's a pastor at a church, whether that's Muhammad and Muslim, whether that's Buddha and Buddhism. You don't have to go through anybody. And that's my perception of it. You don't have to go through anybody. Just go through yourself first. And then if you want to branch out and take certain concepts from this religion and certain concepts from that religion and kind of brand them into your own, there's nothing wrong with that, because you're going with them first. So, you know, it's a kind of a deep talk. you know, today, and I plan on continuing my astrology series. I talk more about Mars and Cancer. You know, I do want to kind of go through them and give you guys some, you know, aspects. So, and I'm not perfect by any means, you know. I indulge. I'm maybe indulge too much sometimes, you know, but that doesn't stop me from making these videos and saying what I need to say for the message to get to you. If the message is for you, you take the message and you run with it. If it's not, click off, dislike the video, go away. So that's what I'm saying, you know. You can learn from anybody. You can learn from any religion. You can learn from just about anything if you take the pieces that resonate with you on your particular spiritual path. But I think that's enough of ranting for now. I'm sorry I don't have a tarot of the day. Next video I will. This is just more about, you know, let's talk. Hey, your spiritual path and what you want to do. And I think that's what's most exponent. That's what's more important about what you want to do, what's inside your heart, and what resonates with you. But just be mindful that there are people out here to deceive you. And you gotta kind of go in with that wall at first. And then, you know, if it resonates with you, by all means, you know, you rock with it until you can morph it. And 3 years later down the road, if it doesn't, change it up. That's what I truly believe life is about. Well, that is it for this rant. I thank you guys for listening to me, and you guys have a good one.